We do that by having those with a disability on to tell their stories, and the organizations that provide programs, services, and support to our community on to share what they do. I'm a polio survivor. I don't think I've mentioned it very often, but that's been for the last 68 years. I'm 69, so it was when I was a year old I contracted polio. Used crutches and braces for years and years until I slowly transitioned into a wheelchair over the last 20 years. How about you, Addie?
Well, I showed up on the planet the way I am. I was born with cerebral palsy, born 3 months early, and I guess I decided it was time to come now. Anyway, I use a walker most of the time when I'm out and about, transitioning to a wheelchair, and have always been a tottery mess, but, getting it done.
That's right. I tell people, everything I do looks like I'm struggling. So, I appreciate you offering help, but, I think I can get through most of it. All right.
Yeah, right.
How was your week?
It was good. I mean, it was smooth at work, knock, knock on wood, and hoping the same is going to happen this week. But it was just chilly.
I'm going to kind of
hold. We were stuck in chilly all week.
Did you? We got a little rain here too. But I asked you this question, and you don't have a lot going on. But when I talk to you, I know there are things going on. So I'm going to draw that out of you. I know you're
right. I'm like the things I don't think are important or part of life because I feel like it's all done at home. You're well, that counts.
There's those things, but I know your mind is always going.
That's correct.
If you know my story with Addie, I knew her when she was a very young child, and then our lives went different directions, and then we reconnected through this show. I was probably getting close to a year ago because Abilities.
That's what I was going to say because It was a comment on an Abilities Expo post.
Yep.
That made me reach to you. So I was going to mention that today to say, holy cow, like we've almost come on our anniversary.
That's right. So it's coming up on a year, and that's our guest today. We're going to be talking about Abilities Expo. But, so I've really gotten to know her again as an adult, all these years later. And I know your mind is always going. You're not afraid to try new things. And I know just, off the top of my head, I know you have a camper somewhere in the mountains that you go to. And at some point through that process, you started a website where you sold camping related items, but then also had a twist on your disability, in a lighthearted, fun way. You're a part of a multi-level marketing. Is it makeup?
Yes.
Right?
Hair and makeup and different stuff. So yes, it's always going. It's just done from like my command center at either in my head or my recliner or something like that. But yeah, we're making progress on the plot twist, which is what campers has kind of morphed into. It's called the Plot Twist Society, and I basically decided that I could help and touch more people by helping them get through their plot twists in life and make snarky stuff. Because you and I are always making each other laugh.
Yeah.
With, our dives and comments about wouldn't this be funny?
And we hold it together, because some of it's, might be perceived as being a little rude, but it's our humor. It's it is what it is. And the other thing is you wrote a book.
I did.
Right.
And I'm getting there. Yeah.
Working on.
I was hoping to have it out last October, but the illustrator had some life things as it happens, and she's making a lot more progress. So this coming year, it'll be out. I'm speaking it into existence, but clearly my head does a lot of internal talking, and now it's vomiting out into the world.
Very good. Yeah.
So get ready, world. Sorry.
Like she said, she's waiting on some illustrations, and she's asked me to do an audio version of it. So I'm looking forward to that.
Excited.
Privileged to do that. So I just wanted to give everybody a little more insight into Addie, because I know it just kind of dawned on me week after week. It's like, oh yeah, not a whole lot going on when I asked you how your week was, but I know you're got a lot going on. So as far as my week, there's an update. We talked about the smart drive. So let me just start there. So that, I think it was that later that day or anyway, they came and they put the wired version of the controller in.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, good. Except for it started to do the same thing.
No.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. A couple of times it just like took. One of the times I had to go get blood work, because my upcoming every 6 month visit to the cardiologist is coming up. So he always, just runs blood work once a year, and we check all that out. But I get in the elevator and it takes off.
Oh no!
not a whole lot of room in an elevator, so I'm headed for a wall, at the side of the elevator, and I'm trying to turn it so I don't hit the wall head on and turn it off at the same time. So it happened a couple more times. So now if I use it, then I just shut this, because one time, I was just you could turn it off at the buttons, right? But so I'm thinking I'll just turn it off here and turn it back on when I need it. Well, it did it anyway, and I'm looking down, and I'm like, how did it come back on? So it's gonna kill me. So anyway, and this is the irritating part. I've yet to hear from them, but I've contacted the company that installed it.
Yeah.
And I reached out to the technician who left me his number. I talked to the office, and he called back once, didn't leave a message, and when I've subsequently tried to call him back, no answer, no call back. And now we're going on, I think that was Wednesday, last week.
Oh.
Yeah. So almost a week, and they haven't contacted me back. Anyway.
Is there another company that makes them?
Well, I'm talking to the company that installed it. So.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. So next step, I guess, is to call the company and go from there. I never know how to, what order to handle those. If you have a problem, do you call the people that provided it first and then go to the manufacturer? Whatever.
Well, yeah, I would think so. But I think it's a malfunction on the control board or whatever. Wasn't that what they said? So that would have to be
but I'm thinking now maybe it's not the controller. Maybe it's the smart drive itself that is where the issue is. So, you have to at least consider that.
You almost need to wear a GoPro so that you can prove it and say, look, this is the crap that happens. Watch.
Yeah, watch.
Watch it live. When people record their car accident and then they're like, I have it on video.
Yeah.
Not that we want you to have any accidents, knock on wood.
You can post my death.
But it's not just Doug, this old guy who's making it up because he wants, I don't know what.
Yeah, and you and me, I was skeptical the first few times. I'm like, the first few times it just kind of jumped a little bit. And I'm like, did I touch it somehow? What happened there? And then, when it's plowing through the dining room table, you kind of get the idea. Yeah.
Well, everyone you've described and told me about, I'm like, oh my God, no.
Yeah. no fun. That's pretty much it. The Rolling Star Wheelchair Group, we happened in the San Bernardino office. Last week it was Victorville. And this week they started a new one, San Bernardino. Small but intimate, and we'll keep working on it. And it's always a good group when you can get people together and kind of share, And we had a good conversation with just a few people we had. So looking forward to people getting to know about it and coming and joining us. Thank you to Jen Larios, who was our guest last week. We talked about MS and her whole journey, and we'll definitely keep up to date with her. And coming up today, like I mentioned, we're going to talk with, I got to thinking about, they're coming up, Abilities Expo. It's coming up again, and we should have them on again. And then I just thought, it's all great information. I don't need to, because gracious enough, the founder of the company came on and talked to us, Lew Shomer, last year. So what I'll do is I'm just going to rerun it. So that way, easy peasy, great information. Just remember that the dates are going to be different. Let me look here real quick so I don't give you misinformation. But and we're going to be talking about mostly the Los Angeles version, but it goes across the country. You have one near you in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, there's one in Chicago. I was reading. It's kind of all across the country in different.
Yeah, so make sure you go online and register. It's free. And it is, March 7th through 9th. That's a Friday through a Sunday. All right. And then, so we'll take a moment here, and then we'll be right back. And we will talk with Lew. And you'll probably even hear some of our old friend Eric Aguilar, because he was with us on that interview.
Eric's having a rerun. It's Back to the Future.
Yes. All right. And before we go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. That would mean so much to us. So stand by right after this word from Aguilar Professional Training.
At Aguilar Professional Training, we know that your greatest asset is your team.